I just finished watching The Last of Us, and I think this just sparked in me a new way of doing a stream of consciousness when it comes to partaking films and TV shows, but specifically shows that just very intrigue me. And the show already intrigued me beforehand when I first heard that the game was going to be turned into a TV show. And the basis of that and why I'm making this video is that they did a hella good job with this. I know that it's only episode 1, okay? But my stance still stands. Okay, like I'm not even trying to exaggerate. I've seen a lot of media that is based off of video games, and a lot of that media has been trash. Like the most recent one that I watched was Resident Evil, and I see why the show got canceled with only 1 season, because it wasn't that good.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
And I think what the problem is with a lot of these shows and movies that are based off of video games, they try to stray away from not only the story, but the main reason why everybody loved the video game in the first place. And The Last of Us just didn't do that. It's literally like I played The Last of Us, and I don't want to say any spoilers or anything like that, but the storyline is that there is a young girl by the name of Ellie and an older gentleman by the name of Joel that go across country for some forsaken reasons together. I don't want to give away too much. I'd rather you just watch the show or even play the game if y'all have PlayStations. But I've played the games, and watching this show made me realize that if companies and other sources that do films and do shows like this, if they do stuff based off video games, they need to stick to the same route that The Last of Us did. And I can already tell that people are gonna get hooked onto The Last of Us only because of that. Don't do things that you know people are gonna hate. It just makes sense for them to do the show almost exactly to a T. There were some scenes where I was like, this is the game. This is literally the game. Like, what? And the funny thing is, when I was watching it, I was trying not to think back too much to the game and see how things were similar, but it's like they did that, okay? And this is how you do it. Like, they need to stick to that, okay? And what's funny is when I first started, partaking in other media that was based off of video games, I noticed that a lot of these games that are movies and shows are just they're not cutting it. And for the future of these shows and whatnot, they need to stick to just the same way that The Last of Us was doing this thing, all right? Because I've seen some things, and I'm probably gonna talk about those movies and shows too that I've seen where I'm like, what was y'all thinking? What were y'all doing? For real. The main thing that comes up to mind not only is Resident Evil, but it's funny because I remember when there was so much backlash going for when the Sonic movie was created, because they made Sonic look like a human, and he didn't even look like Sonic. He looked disgusting.
Well, it was fucking one of yes. Disgusting!
And I told myself that I don't want stuff to end up like that again. I don't want media that's based off of video games to end up like that again. There's no way that can happen. And it was funny because it got so much backlash that they ended up redoing him, and now that movie is beloved. Everybody loves that movie, and they love the sequel. So it makes you realize that not only do we have the power to make sure that these things stay the way that they should, but you can do a good job doing it at the same time, because the acting in the show, not only is Pedro a good actor, but it's like they are doing these characters to a T. Especially if you played the video games, you would know that they're doing these characters to a T. And it just gets me excited to see what else they're going to be doing within these episodes. The visuals were amazing. The CGI was amazing. The set pieces, the cinematography, especially the cinematography, had me like, whoa. They put some time and effort and money into this, okay? This is what y'all gotta do. But yeah, I would recommend watching the first episode. It is out now on HBO Max, and I hope to be doing more videos like this in the future. But I am going to be I'm going to be tuning in, and I hope that the rest of the season keeps doing it justice. And I'll probably do like a season finale review once the show is over. But yeah, they hooked me in. That first episode was amazing. I was like, wow, they really was like, we gonna do this. We gonna do it right. So y'all don't cuss us out. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope to do more videos like this in the future. Okay, peace out. Bye.